Hello, and once again we return ourselves to the stories that told of the end. Here Morag continues to share more tales. After a young pack from the Sept of the Barrow Sea took on the Wendell in lands not of their own, after traveling through the Sept of the Carrion Wood, sorry, they come back not whole. Some with bearing the scars externally, while others carrying the scars internally. Some time has passed. Almost 2 years. The threats that burden all of the protectorates have become increasingly more vicious, more alien, as they crawl up from out of the ground. But the Howlers, the children of Lion, they hold back this tide. They go into the dark places and slay the beasts, and root them out and rip them from their holes, and cleanse the blight that grows and festers beneath the very ground that they walk on. As time would have it, a new threat looms on the horizon. But before we get to that, I've come to tell the tale of this pack once again. This pack has certainly had its difficulties. And we start as they are returning from a successful hunt to provide food for the Sept, traveling far enough north that they might find wood where they can hunt for game, returning with at least 3 stags apiece to their credit. They bring back a large bounty before the winter once again encapsulates the land. And we start with the 4 of them returning home.
Well, yeah. Look at all these muscles I'm getting from all these stags and shit.
What muscles? Poke, poke.
Blink.
Oh, the ones right here, you're fucking touching them there. No, don't.
Sky will grin and she'll say, I can't see the definition of them. So, to me, you don't have any.
Don't what? You mean these muscles? Poke's like, goes for like his side or his belly, just to fuck with him.
Hey. No, not that. I am talking about those ones. See? Sorry to start and I can't keep the women off of me.
Sky will poke him too, just to throw her hat in the ring. Think why not?
She going for the belly too?
I mean, I think she's trying to actually figure out Amir when she's being an asshole.
It's not like walk over and like take Sky's hand and like poke Owen's belly. Those ones.
Like, no, I can see where his belly is. God, just poke it.
Yeah, go on. No. Come on, I said not the belly. Come on. Woo.
Oh, that just makes her poke
Being
even more.
assaulted by all the pack mates. Everyone's like poking at his ribs and his stomach.
Stop it now. Drop my fucking stagger.
That noise is getting me. I can't.
then. How much far are we?
Not that far.
Good. Starting to lose the feeling.
You fuzzed out.
Mean.
Starting to lose the feeling. What?
My stones. It's cold. It's frosty out here. There's only so much fur can do for bulls.
I'm sure the Fianna girl will keep you happy. So now don't grin over at him.
I tell you what, I've got her something funny. We get back. I'm gonna tell her I lost a nipple. She's gonna lift my shirt so goddamn fast.
Why would you tell her you've lost a nipple? What's that?
Give it a scare, I don't know.
Well, just so everyone sees a kinfolk trying to strip his shirt off.
Yeah. She gets it.
Is it so you can show her your muscles?
Maybe.
Oh. Why not just take your shirt off anyway?
Side eye.
Well, that's
if
all the fun of it.
I mean, if they're so boastful, shouldn't she like fall on her knees in front of them anyway?
I like the way you think.
Surely that is precisely what will happen.
I mean,
Grinning.
Sinana just smile.
After all, who can resist a one-nippled white howler?
Nobody I've ever met.
Oh wait, well, I have never heard of someone resisting one.
He has a devious smile on his face.
Well, I suppose if you want to prove the point, you're just gonna have to get rid of one of those nipples.
Wait, what?
I could do it for you. It's fine. I'll make it nice.
No, it was part of a joke. No, what? Why is this serious now?
This guy's actually like, I have really sharp claws. It can make it quick.
lift up your shirt out and it'll be
What?
nice.
No! Pick up your stags, woman! Come any closer and I'll snow. I'll snow so far up your clam.
But you want it to be part of the strategy. I'm just trying to help.
No. You stay back. I'm warning you.
Just like put her hands up.
Sinan, you notice that on the barren tree, it looks like it's died some time ago. The wood is actually dried out and stained by the weathering the seaside. Ouch! That the seaside puts onto most things. You see a carrion bird, and it currently is it's pecking away at something.
Yeah, when everyone else is laughing and joking and probably poking and prodding Owen's various ribs and belly parts, Sinan slowly eyes will just follow the carrion bird and she'll kind of just almost fade back away from the group and just go to see what exactly it's pecking at.
Taking its beak and sort of smashing against the wood. And the branch itself has a nice sort of cup-like basin that's formed from just some oddly formed branches that seem to have come all together. But as you approach, it caws at you loudly. That cawing is very familiar. Bad memories.
Yeah, she kind of shivers.
And it takes its head down into the basin and then flicks something at Sinan.
Yeah, she almost kind of reach to catch it and see what it is, like snatch it out of the air.
You see an eye.
Should stare at it, like what, furrowing her brows and kind of looking up at the bird then.
Bird squawks again loudly.
And I'm assuming she recognizes this eye if it's the eye I'm thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Yeah, fuck it. She'll stare at the eye and then look up, and her own my cold blue eyes will stare at the bird and will say very kind of firmly, "Not my fault."
Bird squawks at you.
You know what? Yeah, she just starts. Yeah, she yells at it like, "Not my fault," you know, like snarling.
It's been some 2 years since any of you have seen, well, hide nor hair of the blame game being played. Whether Sinan doing it on her own or any of the spirits implying it. This is a return to form that I don't think anybody is quite fond of.
Nope.
Ah, Jesus.
Sky is makes her way over to Sinan.
I'm assuming she's standing there yelling at this bird, you know. You know.
No sense arguing with birds, Sinan. On the wrong side for that.
She'll blink a few times and turn her head. What?
Are you just gonna leave me to carry your share?
She'll look down at her hands and stare down. I'm assuming for Sinan, the eye is still there, like looking right at her, and she'll just look up at everybody else and no, of course I'll carry my stuff.
Sinan, you look down at the hand. Your hands don't look like your own. They're dark and covered in blood. They're a bit larger than what your fingers would normally be. They don't match up with what you know to be your own hand. These are hands that you've not seen in well over 2 years.
Yeah, the stare becomes almost like a wide-eyed panicked. You can see her chest and the fur beginning to rise and fall quite sharply. And she begins just to like almost like close the hand around the eye as she just keeps repeating like, "Not my fault, not my fault, not my fault." And then, you know, just staring down at it, like, you know, refusing to open her eyes again, you know, and little small bits of like water starting to build up at the edges.
And in the back of your head, you hear the specter of guilt. This voice. I did give you a choice. You made it. And your friends suffered for it.
She'll again crack her neck again as she cranes her head up to the sky. Opens her eyes again, looking up at the top of the sky again, and will. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. You did it. You did it, not me.
And yet here you are, still covered in the filth of your own guilt.
And Alpha takes responsibility. I took responsibility.
And your full moon suffered for it.
Yeah, and the tears become more prominent then as they just screech down her face, and And yeah, she just starts to panic and wail almost like, again, her chest goes do-doom, almost like with her heartbeat.
Sky will wrap her arms around Sinan.
You'll almost feel her hands can touch yours, and it's almost like she's trying to almost beat you back. Not aggressively.
Um,
It's almost like a light form of protest.
she'll say softly, "Don't listen. Don't listen.
It's not my fault.
Please.
It's not
It's
my
not
fault.
your fault. Not. I don't blame you. Neither does the rest of the pack. Don't listen." She'll just hold her, comforting.
And as Sky grabs a hold of you, the world goes mute. And you see the image of your homelands, the highlands, the moors, the clouds rolling over them. And you see these figures riding on horseback with skin of metal, carrying banners of some sigil that brings with it ill omens. They come as legion. They come, and as they walk, the land around them dies.
Yeah, for those when Sky touches Sinan and keeps repeating it's not your fault, her eyes long up to the back of her head, as Owen and Emer can clearly see. She starts shaking almost, and then with a panic blink, those blue eyes will emerge and her skin will be drained from her body, and people are coming.
One immediately spins around, leaping into action.
Sky will release her and where?
They're in the Highlands, made of metal. Legion.
What?
Sky growls.
They're bringing death with them.
Of course they are.
We have to get back to Sept.
Sky will nod and she'll sling a stag over her shoulder.
I imagine at this point they've got like some sort of setup with like the poles and them dangling from it, because otherwise there's no way they can carry 3 apiece.
Well,
If
yeah,
you're
that's
just
true.
standing there
Well,
with a pole still over either shoulder where everyone has dropped the other ends of theirs, it's just like,
Yeah, she'll pick up her.
yep.
She'll pick up the poles. She'll be like, "Let's go. Come on."
Yeah.
As you're walking, you notice that someone else is coming up the road from the lowlands. Mistwalker, Daryl, now an Adrian, and scout for your set. Her smile as of late has not been quite as cheerful. The innocence of youth all but taken at this point, having seen the things that she's seen, done the things that she's done. Much like you, she is far more hardened and battle-tested than she was 2 years ago. And her demeanor has somewhat changed in that time. But if anybody would like to roll perception and empathy in the White Howler dice roller, I am more than welcome to.
Sure.
Oh shit!
Oh, we don't have the thing.
Oh, bollocks.
What are you
You could
doing
just do it
to
in the
me?
dice roll.
I can't
You could
see
do it in the
shit.
system. You could just do it in the dice rolling thing. That's empty.
Yeah, I guess it's doing dice roll. What the hell happened to the dice roller bot that was in there?
I don't
Eh,
know.
oh well. Do it over in tabletop chat. It'll work just fine.
Holy shit. I'm so sorry, God.
I got a success, so it's not that bad. Fuck me.
Where are you guys rolling?
In the dice rolling chat.
Ah, there we go. Thank you.
Would insight come into play? I have empathy 4.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
gonna
so
say
that
so.
is 5 successes.
All right.
For the
Well,
blind lady, not too bad. She can see, but she just can't make out fine details.
She's got that daredevil syndrome.
yeah, I'll give you a difficulty
Yeah.
at difficulty 8 for that, but still with 2 successes, you can tell that she's troubled.
Okay.
Still not think she's
Um,
completely fine.
Cool.
And it's like, oh, what are you so happy about? However, Owen,
Hey.
she's clearly got something on her mind. She had recently been out as an envoy, and you notice that the magpie swag hanging off of her shoulder seems to be a bit full.
You said, what was her name again? Or her deed name?
Miss Walker.
Miss Walker. Owen's going to walk forward very casually, very non-threateningly. If she allows it, he's going to put a hand on her shoulder, just for a moment. And if she allows it, he'll put his hand on her other shoulder and lower his chin so that it looks like he's like looking upwards at her. And then he'll just say, "Something the matter? I see something." And then
She reaches into the swag. She doesn't say anything. And she pulls out, looks to be a necklace. Several necklaces, actually. Charms made out of the bones of various animals. These charms, clearly weathered by the sea. They hold the scent of your homelands on them, but also the scent of blood. And she hands those over to Owen and looks up at him. And then produces from the bag something that looks to be like a headdress, though it's made entirely of metal.
metal skin.
It has on the top of it, a ridge of almost red fur, bristly, and it looks like it has hair or armor that protects the back of the head that comes down from the back and runs long along the sides with a leather strap underneath to keep it in place.
When he takes these things, holding the helmet, if I'm hearing this correctly, but Owen will turn and take a step to the side so that it's like better viewable by the rest of the party.
Yeah, Sinan immediately like walks forward and like starts examining it, and she'll even say the same thing Owen said. Metal skin.
Amir just gives another woof as people leave her holding one end of the poles again. Looks vaguely annoyed. But is staring.
Village, not too far away. 15 of our own kinfolk. Gone. Blood. 15 women and children. 10 or so men. All dead.
She'll again, rest her hand on the metal, the metal thing, and she'll turn and look at Miss Walker. I saw things. A legion, bringing death in the Highlands.
There were signs of a ship landing on the shores. It wasn't large. I would imagine a scout ship. Why they took prisoners is beyond me.
Because Sinan's feeling curious, I'm gonna send from that plane because, she's never seen anything like this before, so fuck it. I think it warrants a sense worm check. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 successes at least.
It's not worm tainted in the sense of a wormish born creature wore it. When you encounter some of the more savage tribes, or clans of kin and mundane humans, they sometimes bear this taint.
She'll again run her hands along it and look up at the party in general. Not quite worm taint, but savagery nonetheless.
I don't think anything shy of a fetish weapon would pierce this armor either. If the rest of whatever wore this has something of this make, our weapons will be... She'll shrug.
What of our claws and teeth?
Do our kin have claws and teeth?
Just nod.
Or the mundane clans spread out? Not of our kin, not of the tribe, but just the normal. They wouldn't stand a chance against this.
Do they still march? And if so, in what direction?
They came from the sea. I don't know if they're marching or if they came here to raid. It could be like those that you spoke of that raided the village near where you found the den of the Windle. Perhaps these are some new form of Northmen. Though what they're doing on the western side of this land is beyond me.
This is something we'll have to take to the others.
Have you made it back to Sept yet, Mr. Wakaraya?
No.
Would you join us then?
I'm afraid I can't. You've given me an opportunity to go scout further. Take these. What I've told you is exactly what I've found.
So I'll just nod and take the stuff and look back at the others if any have any protests.
Nope.
Yep, she'll nod. She ain't gonna question the agent.
And so the pack returns to the Sept.
Yeah.
All right. As you make your way back to your village by the sea, you see various individuals, all of them familiar. You do find the Sept's Alpha, Lilith's Bane, standing by the sea. Her hair and clothing salted and damp from the sea spray. She seems to be looking out across the ocean.
Sinon will approach very carefully, still carrying the helm in her hand, and we'll wait till the Alpha turns to greet her.
The Alpha doesn't turn. She simply acknowledges Sinan's presence. What do you want, little Alpha?
I've seen things, and Miss Walker found something.
She turns about.
She'll hold the helm up. Legion made of metal skin, bearing death on the highlands. 15 women and children and 10 men Miss Walker found.
She'll reach out and take the helmet and look it over.
And similarly, Owen will hold out the necklaces.
She'll look them over. The babe was barely 2 years old. And if anybody would like to roll their straight wits, they may.
Sure.
Actually, I'll say wits empathy.
Sympathy, okay.
Ooh.
Free.
Haggie's got 2. Armin has 2. Oh, and you're like trying to think about how to pull off the nipple gag still.
Maybe.
At least in some part of your mind, you're trying to. Probably just trying to keep your mind from going to places that might make you uneasy.
In his own head, he thinks, if I take one of the shells off this necklace and put it over my nipple, wonder if it'll hide it through my shirt. It's stupid.
With 2 successes, she seems to be speaking about someone she knows. With 3, I think Sinan's the only one with 3.
Think so.
You know, you seem to know who she's thinking about.
Oh God, who? Oh no!
The young kinfolk who tended to you before you left for your mission. The last time you went out beyond the lands of your protectorate.
What was her name again?
I do believe it was Emmy.
Emmy. Sinan will gently lean forward. Emmy might still be alive, Raya. Miss Walker did mention they were taking prisoners.
And if they are taking prisoners by sea, she may already be lost to us. We don't head that far south. We don't head that far north. We don't leave our lands.
Sinan wants to say something, but oh god, I'm going to roll willpower to see if she says it.
I'm going to ask you what you think the difficulty should be.
8. This is going to be bad.
Boy,
This is going to be some shit. This is going to be some shit.
I don't think I've ever wanted you to botch more.
Oh,
Damn.
fuck.
Well,
Sinan,
I'm not even
yeah,
mad.
she bites
That's
her
amazing.
lip. She bites her lip and doesn't say anything. Through the pack link, though, she'll say to her pack, if we wait, they'll come here and kill us all anyway. But she'll stop and just nod slowly. Kind of hoping someone else says it much better than she would.
And what'd she say through the pack link again?
If we wait, they'll come and kill us all anyway. Just like last time.
Owen just says, it's dangerous to stay still then. Best form a plan, make a move.
Alpha turns her head. Need to think.
Do we know where they are right now?
No.
That's number one.
They're coming by the sea.
There's a lot of fucking sea around here.
They're coming by the sea. Should look out at the sea. They'll be here. But from what I saw, they were traveling by road. In formation. We should go to the village and see what we can find.
Miss Walker can take care of that. I need you four to do something. Something you're not going to enjoy. I need you to return to the Carrion Wood.
Yeah, Sky sighs.
So they can reject us again? Fuck it, I'm auto-failing that. She doesn't like that alpha.
Take this to her. See what she says.
Yes, Raya. She'd say gritted teeth because fuck that Sept.
And with that, she walks down towards the actual shoreline. As she walks, you can see the warder, Urad, making his way down after her, leaving you four to your own devices.
And as soon as she is out of earshot, the most petulant sigh escapes your Ragabash.
The Arun fucking punches the air like. Ugh.
How long did it take us last time to get there?
I think it was like 4 days or something.
We'll have to move quickly.
And the fucking son you've got on you to say what you did to the Sib Alpha?
So
Oh, I'm not eating any more corpses. I'm not doing it. There's
No.
I don't care how much they hate my face.
we're there to deliver a message. The last time they rejected our help, we're there to deliver a warning.
We'll start rubbing at her cheek.
And we're Fosterns now. Not lowly Cleats anymore.
He's still a
We have
dick.
deeds. We have more deeds behind us. But which points at Amir. Still a dick.
Let's get as much supplies as we can. Either we leave soon or leave at first light.
My votes
I-
I'm so good.
Sky. I see a bit better in the day, so
Amir will grin, shoot a side glance at Owen. Probably better first light. If we leave at night, we'll hear nothing about how his rocks are turning purple and falling off.
You're right. I've got to use him at least one more time before I go back to a death of the Carrion Wood.
As long as that filthy Metis isn't there. She says she's walking off.
Hang on, shit. I
Sky will shudder like, oh,
it cut out for me. What did you
Jesse
say?
is right.
As long as
long
that
as-
the filthy Metis isn't there. Remember that creepy ass Metis that was the last
Yeah.
one?
Creepiest.
Fucking.
Fucking filthy. Ah, and yeah, there's a collective pack shudder from that. Like, I will never ever get the memory of that out of my head.
Oh, and it was so happy and it wiggled.
Fucking waggled.
The most horrifying thing I've ever seen.
That's Metis for you.
It's a fucking mess for you. That's enough incentive for me to look at each and one of you lovely women and remind myself that's a fucking sin and I don't want it. I love you, and I love you. No,
Eyebrow waggle.
no.
Sky blows him a kiss. Mwah.
I give you a touch if you're feeling squirrely, but no.
So now just awkwardly like, what?
Mira loses her shit. Flat out.
So it's awkwardly leave because, yeah, no, thank you. I don't know what's, she doesn't want to feel squirrely.
I don't know what squirrely is, but I'm getting away from it.
Owen gives a playful chuckle, wraps his arm around Sky, and gives her a kiss on the forehead.
She'll smile.
So we've got the eve and the night to prepare. Do what we must.
Boy.
Say our goodbyes.
Ow.
Dried rations. My favorite. I'm eating everything tonight. Everything.
I
We're gonna have
Yikes.
4 days of fucking trail rations, like kicking rocks as she's walking off. Then they're gonna try to feed us rotten shit at the fucking
So no, just turn very calmly. I'll meet you guys back in the tavern and mess hall or whatever the fuck it is.
Longhouse.
Longhouse, there you go. I'll meet you back at the longhouse.
There you go.
The longhouse.
Should turn. I'll meet you back at the longhouse. I'm going to see if I can see more. I like the quiet.
Sometimes I wonder if the quiet likes you. I'm just saying.
It's not so loud.
Yeah, but there usually is a lot of screaming involved.
Got to see.
You can watch if you want.
I'm getting part of one of those here first. Fucking grumble mutters.
Nobody ever likes to watch this dick sit on this walking off. It's like, I'm gonna get them teared. Nobody ever likes to watch me cool stuff.
Now, Amir literally will go and get a hold of a haunch. It's not like eating it raw is going to hurt her. In fact, she kind of needs to. So, yeah. She will go by long enough to retrieve part of their kill, and then we'll toddle off wherever the hell Sinan's going to be weird.
Sinan goes down, but
So before Sinan gets too far, Sky's gonna put her hand on her shoulder.
turn slowly.
We'll be okay.
The last time we all went off somewhere on a merry trip, you lost both your eyes because I wasn't careful enough.
It's not your fault. Please stop blaming yourself.
It's an alpha's responsibility. Now I'm going to see if I can see more. Just look down, not looking into Sky's face.
Gonna give her a hug.
It's really awkwardly accepted, like, oh, I don't know what to do with my hands.
Do you want anything special packed?
Just shake her head. When I come back, just make sure there's food. I get hungry.
Okay, absolutely.
Just
We'll go off.
nod slowly, and Sinan will go and sit quietly out by where the right master usually is, and we'll use Sight of the Beyond to see what you can see. Because I always want to use that gift. Ugh!
All right. Well, before we get to that bit of loveliness, let's start with Amir. Amir,
Yes.
what are you doing to get ready for your trip? Describe to us what she does in preparation.
I mean, at least off the bat, it's She'll still take time to pack, but she'll first go by, snag some food, and end up sitting and watching Sinan be a weirdo for however long that takes. But sooner or later, it's back to her place, her stuff, packing up much like she did the first time around, including finally pulling out the furs they got 2 years ago and setting them out because this bitch gonna be cold. But all in all, it's she goes on hunting trips on the regular. She's constantly maintaining the hunting grounds. So, I mean, she's pretty much ready at the drop of a hat to just walk out at any given time. So there's not a lot of prep for her to do. There's speaking to her kin, her family, letting them know in general. And a lot of bitching. So much grumbling, both verbally and through the link, just like stupid fucking gonna make me eat rotten deer bullshit.
Such is the right of a Rakabash.
Yes.
Sky, what are you doing in preparation?
Making sure that there's enough rations for the entire pack. She's taking her time, making sure that she gets everything, kind of mulling over. She's very worried about Sinan. She always worries about Sinan.
Sky have anyone to spend time with, whether it be man, woman, significant other, or just family at this point?
I don't think so.
It's a very lonely evening
They-
in Sky's
Mhm.
hut. And Owen, I mean, we all kind of know what you're doing, but go ahead and say it anyway.
Well, Owen's parents, who are very much still alive and kicking it, he'll pay them a brief visit, to save face and just say, "Hi, mom, hey, pa, still alive, still doing good, still a first turn, doing things. Some shite's going down, and then I'm going to go back to carrying wood. It's going to be a whole bunch of fun. Oh, is that meat? Oh, thank you, mum. Oh, let's have a good meal. So sorry, got to go." And after the saving of the face, there is some raucous lovemaking to be had, and one such nipple joke. Um, he's going to be, all gleamy eyed after the act. And,
How would you describe Owen's mate in temperament?
Lilius. Let me see here. I have notes. She she certainly as a Fiona is can match Owen's libido. But aside from the "hi, it's good to see you again," beyond that, it's it's a lot of laughs and cuddling in the hay.
How's her temper?
Temper. Uh you know, uh I actually I kind of want to ask Katie, the expert of the Macfion over here.
I mean, Maeve wasn't a very good Macfion, truth be told. But I would imagine that she would be able to take a joke, but she would still give you hell, at least for a hot minute. Get really loud and make on like she's really fucking mad, and then it's like, oh yeah, but that was pretty funny though. Once she's sure that you're terrified. Now that was actually pretty funny.
So Lilius, as you're just like, oh nope, it's actually not going. Her cheeks get a little bit red. Her brow furrows, face scrunches up, and she grabs an arrow from that quiver and she takes the fletched end and starts whipping. I'm guessing what would be your bare chest at that time with it. Just, you! What is wrong with you?
Worth it, but oh no, oh, not the nipple. I actually still have that. Or the key.
And she will chase you right out of the hut into the midst of all of your neighbors. Some of them are kind of used to bits of outburst, to be honest. But yeah, she is nettled.
Settle down. What? It's just a joke. It's just a joke.
The funny joke had me worried. You're a right ass. You know that? And I apologize for the accent. I'm just not good at it.
That's okay. I appreciate the effort. One says, right, I won't do it again. Sorry, love.
You're right, you won't do it again. Because you're not sleeping in here tonight.
What?
Just going to point to the small little outhouse that's used for the animals with the hay.
You do me like that on the eve before my journey?
You won't be alone for the entire time, don't worry. But what would my father say about this? If I just let this slide in my own household?
What, a joke about a nipple?
Joke about a nipple.
I might actually lose my nipple.
She'll go ahead and roll me a charisma expression.
Oh, oh.
Get yourself out of the doghouse.
I spend a willpower on this? This is important.
Oh. Sure.
Alrighty. Hashtag willpower. Oh no, it auto tagged to another channel called Seriously. And I'll, yeah, I'm not going to say the rest. I'm not going to say the rest. But, you know, that one. Glad I spent that willpower.
She very reluctantly lets you back into the hut for the evening. But not before you catch a few more good strikes. One of them really well aimed with that fletch, and it catches that nipple just right.
Oh,
Makes it bleed a little bit, actually.
I just said, oh. Mm.
Even the shaft snaps a little bit at that last one.
You're right. I deserve that. You're a good woman. I'm a bad man. Yeah. Oh, shit. I didn't add my pure breed. I apologize. You mind if I just roll those right in addition?
Sure.
So that's 3 successes total.
Yeah.
I imagine it doesn't affect a whole hell of a lot, but
I mean, she probably lets you in a little bit less relentingly, but yeah, that shot to the nipple is just recompense. You were going to get that no matter what happened.
It's almost not a lie now.
Well, good. Then I'm making an honest man out of you.
Yeah, too right you are, love.
Now go inside and eat your supper.
He scratches the back of his head, and hangs his head, and goes in, eats his supper.
You swear you hear one of the young Cleus say something about a deed name, possibly henpecked. But if they even catch a whiff of your gaze in their direction, they scatter like cockroaches.
Hey, fucking right. Henpecked. That's a queen right there. You treat her like a fucking queen. It's not henpecked. That's royalty. Yeah. Fucking kids.
Oh, meanwhile, at the ritual grounds, the water around this the remains of what was once a small tower, a small battlement, has almost frozen over. It is getting to that point. There are chunks of ice that are forming up, and there's that sort of filmy layer of frozen bits and pieces. And every time the wind comes across it, the entire thing moves like a gelatinous blob on one side or the other. But you are sitting there Sinan. And it takes some time for you to reach any conclusion. As you sit there, what exactly does Sinan partake in?
Taken several rituals. She will rub woad on her face. She will first begin to hum very softly in Pictish, participating in spreading various leaves around. She'll actually, as well, before she begins the using the side of the beyond, she will actually dip herself into the freezing water and dip her face in, coming only to the point where the bubbles start to panic, and she'll shoot out, letting out this gasp of air, like wah, out, almost like rebirth, and kind of concentrating very much on the water, as this is a sept that worships such a totem to help her grant wisdom. And then she will, still dripping wet, place herself in the dead center and close her eyes, and will activate that gift of Sight of the Beyond to see what she can glean now that her mind is almost cleared.
Do me a favor and roll your stamina difficulty 8, please.
I will do so. Yes.
You're right on the edge of hypothermia. Your fingers feel stiff and hard to move. You're shivering, teeth chattering. It takes much longer for you to come to any kind of semblance of seeing something well beyond what you normally would. Chattering in your teeth, perhaps somewhat distracting.
CJ's gonna love my ass. Yeah, that's been, yeah, I will roll that. That's Wits Occult. That's that many dice. Oosh. 7, 9, and an 8.
All right, 3 successes. As the pain of being that cold sort of overtakes you and becomes your place of being. As did she wear any clothing jumping in?
No. Fuck
Okay.
no. Buck ass naked.
All right then. As your hair that hangs down onto your back freezes to your skin, and your dark hair becomes somewhat silver from just the ice crystals that form in it. And your breaths become shallow, and you place yourself in a very precarious situation where too much exposure could actually be detrimental to you, even if you are a Garu. You see the passing of night and day over the moors. You roll along the ground as mist, and you see the highlands, the lowlands. You see the various protectorates and the various territories of the common folk, the common Picts. Some living within the trees, some living out in the open, some actually taking to herding animals. Whatever the case may be, you seem to get flashes and images of them. And then you're stopped. And you see someone who looks familiar standing there on the moors. And she stands at the edge of a massive, massive hole opened up in the earth, the likes of which you've never seen.
Ooh. Where do I recognize this woman from?
You're not sure. You just know. You feel, though, there's some familiarity there.
And the hole itself, is it just a deep dark hole, or is there anything there in front of her?
It's just a deep, dark hole. You can't see into it.
Hmm. And what do I feel when I gaze at the hole past the woman at all? Do I feel like just this massing darkness, or?
It's hard to explain. You feel a gravitation towards it, as if this is where you're meant to be.
And what does the woman's expression look like, or can I tell from what I'm seeing?
Well, she stands there, and the winds are whipping behind her, whipping out her cloak towards the hole. But she seems to be thoughtfully gazing down into it.
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, Sinan will, once the vision fades, she almost snaps back into life and lets out this huge, like, you know what I mean? Probably loud enough for the two packmates to hear.
Actually, you're not
Oh,
out of it yet.
oh shit.
You feel like there's means of interaction here.
And she'll say very calmly in like a soft voice, "Hello."
And the gaze will turn to you. You can see those yellow eyes. Something inherently familiar yet wrong about them. I know you.
And I know you.
I've seen your eyes before.
And I've seen yours.
And she'll turn and look back down at the hole. Magnificent, isn't it?
So dark, yet so inviting. What is it?
It is where Alpha and Omega mean the same thing. It is the end and the beginning.
It can't be.
But it is. It is
Why?
where the northern wind does not blow. It is where the serpent does not crawl. It is where the turtle does not bring its wisdom. The stag and the wolf, the storm crow, the unicorn. None of them will come here.
Why?
Because this hole is of our own making.
Future. That's what one woman said to me once. Future.
Some might say that this future is an ill omen. But I know better. It is the start of something new.
It's the worm. There is no future with the worm.
She'll walk forward and step in front of you. And she reaches out with the finger. And she places it just below your collarbone. And she begins to arc upwards and towards the center of your chest. And the pain is unbearable. It feels as though she is burning through your very being, and it saps all ability for you to even move or scream. And when you look down, there's a blackness in the wound that her finger leaves. And as it begins to curve downwards, that is when you feel the cold. You feel your frozen hair. And you wake up on the ritual ground.
When she wakes up, whoever is there watching her, that scream just like echoes like a shriek.
Oh, my ears. She pitches whatever wrap she was wearing over the so fucking naked there. Why do they love exposure? Why do they love it? And then goes back to rubbing her poor violated ears.
And Sinon's cold hands start to shiver. She starts putting her hands right in the chest and just touches herself, and teeth chatter, hammering hard down.
Nothing there. Just a lingering phantom pain from a vision that was all too real.
It's...
Come on. And she'll start pulling her up and like, go ahead, tell me. And like rubbing obviously over the fur, but like rubbing her down to try to like promote some circulation.
Fire first.
Yeah, maybe. And is there a place for bonfires right there, or do I need to like...
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Right,
yeah.
Master won't pop out from behind a bush and smack you in the back of the head.
That's the important question, really.
What are you doing?
Is this the sacred fires only? Might be. I thought you just like dying from the cold, but fine. No. She'll go ahead and get that thing going now that she's awake, and it won't like fuck with her hoodoo. I imagine the supplies to do so are probably kept close at hand for when it is needed for not just staving off the cold.
Yes.
Languages are weird. But yeah, she'll hurriedly get that going, and then while it's starting to catch on to proper logs and whatnot, once she's got it fed up to where it's properly set on the kindling, she'll come back over and start like just vigorously rubbing over the fur again, creating some friction heat.
Yeah, Sinon will just sit there shivering and panting. Saw things.
I hope so. If you just scream like that for fun, yeesh.
She'll again be clutching her chest, almost like as if when she moves, she like takes a breath, she winces.
You're still there?
Woman.
Uh-huh.
I know her.
Eyebrows just quirking up. She's gonna be transmitting. Obviously, I mean, if Owen's still busy and corded off, so be it. But but yeah, she'll be flicking bits through as she's getting them.
One is available exclusively through backlink. The rest of him is in use at the moment.
He can hear, but whether or not he's listening is really up for question.
That was a bad time. Ooh. Yeah, that was a bad time.
Oh my god! Put up some.
Stop pinching the nipple, woman.
You ever heard of a privacy curtain? Jeez.
Witness me! Witness me!
Just kind of puts a nice little blockade on that side. Like, nope. Well, we're just gonna leave that over there and wall it off.
That was the worm. Far away. In the moors.
No, that was fucking. No, I'm kidding.
She said it's the future.
Well, that's all well and good for her.
But it seems so inviting.
What? She'll pause and sit back a second, and she sits back and assesses her poor frozen Theurge. Does she look like she will keel over if she's slapped across the face?
Yeah, pretty much. Probably, yeah.
She resists.
How'd you roll
overwhelming
willpower
urge.
to resist?
Oh god.
Oh, God.
She's talking about the worm being inviting, difficult to
Yes.
nine.
What?
Yeah.
You're just being a dick now.
Ah!
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What's-
Well. Yeah. Bitch.
You
I got
want to hit
this.
her. You want to hit her so
I
hard.
want to hit her so bad. I want to hit her, but she will literally like pass out if I do, and that's not useful. I will save this. I'm just gonna stow this away for later, and then I'm gonna yell at her. I'm gonna ragabash the fuck out of her. But for now, I'm just gonna shake her a little. A little bit of shaken baby syndrome never hurt anyone. It's fine.
Yeah, her head just bobbles up.
Can you
Guy
hear the
brings
words
food.
coming out of your mouth?
Guy brings food and a blanket for Sinan.
You get to walk up on your ragabash shaking your Theurge. Just a little violently. Just a touch.
Head bobbing fucking lopsidedly.
Bits of ice
Amir,
are
what are
just
you
kind of
doing?
falling out of her hair. This was designed to be frozen.
I'm helping.
That's
She needed
No, I
that
don't think that's how you
whole
help.
notion shuck out of her head.
what notion?
And she reach over and then
She has
eerily
stopped
fucking
shaking.
and reach over, the hand will like shiver and it's like blue. She'll do the exact same motion that the woman did to her and like tap Amir's chest. And then blackness went all along my body.
Or you could just not. Let's not
So
become the
Sky will
thing we
kneel
dig
down
out of
next
the
to
ground.
Sinan. Sky will kneel down next to Sinan. What did you see?
Woman. She's again coughing, water just spits out of her mouth. A woman by a black mass far off in the moors. I recognized her, those eyes. Those eyes. She just stare, or no, quite shudder. She talked about the worm and how everyone hid from it. This hole was our own making. That hole, you could feel it. It wanted you to be there. And
Yeah,
when I
so
said
did
it,
the last one.
and when I said that it's the worm, she touched me in black pain. And I woke up.
Well, that's frightening.
Screaming like a banshee, she woke up, kind of sticks a finger in her ear, like.
Maybe the woman is responsible for these people coming.
Maybe. Maybe it was just a warning. We don't know.
Just nod lightly. Where's Owen?
The mouth opens.
Crack a smirk.
There's a pause. Mouth closes. She grins. Why don't you ask him?
He's at his home.
And so she will just ever so cheerily through the pack link be like, so hey Owen, where are you?
Home. Good place.
You just hear this. I'm on the way over to the pack thing.
What?
Starts picking up the blanket and just puts her arm around the mirror.
Could you thaw out a little first, maybe?
His house is warm.
It's a good thing I made this fire. Goes ahead.
Like this guy's like, yeah, I'm sure it is.
It disassembles this barely fledgling fire. It stomps out what's going. Yeah, good thing I made you a fire, just like you asked me to. Thanks, Alpha.
Lean over.
Oh, you're welcome.
Not only just lean over and kiss the side of Emer's cheek. Just pat her on the head.
she stops.
Yeah, the second it comes over in the pack link that they're coming to Owen's place, he's gonna tell Ilias right away. So
the ladies are coming.
My pack mates, the ladies are
The ladies can wait. I'm not done with you.
Yes, ma'am.
I wasn't ready for that.
So there's going to be a reverse doorbell. You'll know that there are people in there. I imagine.
Emir will happily sweep up and flick the door open and wave her arm invitingly. Oh, you first, Alpha.
Immediately, anything that's in arm's reach of that red-haired woman starts getting launched at Amir with surprisingly...
you think Amir stood out in front of the doorway? No, she's standing behind the door and pulling it open. She is not gonna... Nope.
Her ice t-shirt is gonna get hit in the face with a flying pan.
At first, it's like the poultice bowl that comes flying right out at Sinan's face.
After the first thing clears the door, she'll flick it shut again.
It's just this litany of her native Irish just cursing.
Why would she hit me in the face? Sinan's just rubbing her nose.
I think he's busy, Ryan.
I mean, no disrespect. I'll just a moment.
No. That noise. She'll just turn very calmly. We can go to my mother's. Just sit down and wave her hands. Find me some clothes. Because she's buck-ass naked under that fucking one bit of...
How about... is it fairly well, though, that Sinan and her mother are just so close? So fucking close.
So close, yeah.
We're going back to my place. All right, come on. She's got like 8 million kinfolk. Her family's enormous. Nudge, nudge, shove, shove.
Yeah, this guy helps pull Sinan away. I'm like, come on.
Maybe you should scoop her up. She's just getting colder. Look at her bare feet. They're still wet. Okay, never mind. They're frosty. It's frost. It's not... Ew.
She's gonna scoop her up, wrap her up in the blanket she had around her shoulders, just kind of... and carry her.
Bridal carry. Besides, we can move faster this way. So yeah, Amir will trot around back to her place and flick open the door and be like, I'm back! And I got company! And fucking hold the door open for him.
Second Amir opens the door, The young ones flock to her. 5 of them, all at once.
I mean, she's probably used to it. She accepts the onslaught. She's being laid siege to.
They jump on her all in unison to take her to the ground.
Oh, go on without me. I'm lost. Tell my mother I loved her. Ugh. Flailing.
But after a good bit of food and drink and time by the fire, Tanan's extremities become they become usable once again. They sting and they burn, but with a helping hand from Amir's mother and the many, many kinfolk that call this well, hell, they probably have their own longhouse, let's be real.
Yeah, probably.
Sinan is seen to. And I'm sure that Owen finally makes his appearance, perhaps walking a little bit bow-legged, but...
I was going to say, can he walk? That's a real question.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. Like, this is the night before a long voyage. If Lilius is keeping him there, like, he's not going to try to escape.
Oh, no, she was done with you. She has her limits. She doesn't have the legendary Owen stamina just yet.
I'll be back. He says as he's lacing up his trousers to get back out the door.
And off you go.
Oh, all the way through the snow.
And as you open up the door to Amir's place, the 5 rugrats come running. Uncle Owen!
Oh no! Tell my mother I fought bravely. What?
Emir has been released from the purgatory of being pulled on by 5 children. She's stuffing her face again.
And it only takes about an hour of playtime with Owen for them to finally be able to be wrangled and put to bed.
Sky will help with the wrangling of the children.
Oh, Amir abandons them. She has to do this all the time. She's so happy there's someone else here to do it, so she doesn't have to.
Sinan sits away from everybody because she's not used to a big family.
Oh, they smeared my wood.
Yeah?
Oh no.
He wasn't smeared before.
That wasn't the only thing that was smearing, was it?
Likely story, blame the children. Uh-huh.
He kind of scratches his beard and doesn't make eye contact. Anyone with any form of heightened sense of smelling well.
Well,
Wow.
congrats on what you just got a nose full of.
Get a nose full of Fianna purebreed.
Hey, she's young and virile too. It's all right. As the night goes on, 4 of you make your preparations. Sinan, do you share with Owen what you saw?
Oh yeah, she fills all the gang in.
Inviting. An inviting hole. Wow.
Leave it to Owen. God.
Did she use the word inviting again?
You know what? Fuck it, yeah, because it was pretty inviting.
I'm not rolling willpower this time.
Now you know what it's like to be a man.
She holds up her bowl of wool. It would technically be stew, but that meat ain't cooked. And just casually picks that up off her lap and holds it offside so it won't spill, and just leans over and gives her a good whap across the cheek.
Ooh.
Ow.
Sky winces a little bit.
And fighting. Shakes her head. It's almost like she spends her free time when she's. It's almost like she loves climbing down in those burrows and rooting out everything in them.
Baka.
Baka.
That's him just rub her jaw. Ow.
Yeah, that's how my heart felt when you said inviting.
Fucking Torna. She rubs her jaw. Ow.
Oh.
The immersion.
Now your heart, or now your face hurts as much as my heart. I hope you're happy.
As you all are speaking, some of the elder members of Amir's extended family come in. Some of the men, some of the women, and they have snow on their furs.
Amir will move over to make room by the fire. She's pretty toasty.
Snowing out there again. Looks like this is the one that sets in the winter. You're going out there tomorrow, girly.
She just, oh boy, kind of gesture. Like, yep. Just what I always wanted.
Oh. I think your mother made you a pair of boots this time.
Oh, thank God.
Good ones, too. Lined with sheep's fur.
Yes.
No purple toes for you this time.
They're only a little purple. Look, they're mostly normal colored now. It's fine.
One of your kin just kind of makes a remark. Fucking filthy, that's what they are.
I washed. Scratches behind her. You're like, what?
Did you hear that boy? He says you got dirty toes.
You know, considering what you've got that's dirty right now, side eye.
Ooh.
With all due respect, Pariah, Owen, I don't need to have the nose of a wolf to be able to smell how filthy you are right now.
I'm fucking proud of it too.
And Mother McGreer pokes her head out and just goes, shh.
Fucking Emir like does the reflexive duck. Like, oh, the wooden spoon.
I swear, if any of the little ones wake up, because the lot of you are being too loud, I know I have a silver spoon around here somewhere, and I'm starting with you. Points at Owen.
Sorry, Mom. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
And go outside and wash yourself, and smell you from the back of the longhouse.
He grins just deviously.
Sky roars with laughter at the pack link. Like, you bastard.
Through the pack link is like, I let the whole fucking town know I left a Fiona Munge in towers by the morning.
Wow.
You're struggling with this laughter because she knows the spoon is real and it'll get her. But she's got like both hands clasped over her mouth.
The mother kinfolk does not play.
No, she doesn't.
Owen goes outside and fondles himself with snow. The quick wash.
Right in me down under.
Sonano just say very lightly. She takes like a sip of something. So will you get married, Amir?
What, me? Oh, eventually. She adopts a fiendish grin. Haven't found one yet that keeps up. got 2, 3. Shrug.
At least you're not doing it in the longhouse anymore. You have a common courtesy now.
It's the helpless little, I don't know what you're. I would never. So how about you, Sky?
What about me?
When are you gonna find yourself a nice boy and go get hitched?
I still have more battles to fight before that happens.
You know, me and some of the boys are down there thinking you're not so inclined.
Grin.
And there's a realization that the kinfolk just realized his mouth went off without even thinking about it. He was far too comfortable.
Sky looks in his direction. He can't look. She can't obviously look directly at him, but what's
one of
that
the-
supposed to mean?
And the young woman that is meant to be his betrothed just kind of lean over. Go on and go on. Don't move like you told everyone else. Her vision's based on movement.
Instead of trying not to chuckle as she takes a drink.
God, Sky has half a mind to throw them both right now. She
Maybe he'll
doesn't.
just be up alongside her and hug her around. Like that obnoxious, not even just around the body, around the arms too. Like, hey, let's not beat up my family in my own house.
Owen comes back
I'm not.
in with
I'm not.
sticking to his loincloth, with his chest puffed up and a proud frown of grump
Oh,
face.
look, the door's open!
It's a very good thing that Sky doesn't have any tear ducts, or she'd be about to angry cry right now.
The young man skitters out the door the second Owen comes in. Oh, look, someone needs to be on guard! What? Sorry, my Echo Dot decided it was time to make a cameo appearance. It's really bad in Hunter.
Sky takes a very deep breath.
She'll get a peck on the cheek.
One of the older, more sagely McGreer's woman of maybe 30. Several children under her belt. Just stands there as she's weaving together what looks to be a cloak of some kind, probably patching it. I wouldn't worry about it too much, Sky. That boy's young. He likes to run his mouth.
I'll nod. Indeed, he does.
And as the young woman that's his betrothed makes her way to the rear, to the sleeping quarters of the longhouse, she finally stops and smiles. Mainly because he's still fixated on you.
She could blink, she would, but she cannot. So
There's the helpful, not even close to a whisper of, boys are dumb. Pat on the shoulder. Besides, if you really want him to be in trouble, tell Mom what he said. Grin.
she grins.
So when the two of you make it back, maybe it's time for you to start looking to settle down.
What? Two? What about Sinan? Points like why me though?
So then looks as mid eating, looks up and just gives him here why have you brought me into this look? You know what I mean? She's just putting the meat in her mouth.
There are some crags in the moors that simply are not meant to be climbed until such time as a bold Pictish man finally is born that can actually make it to the summit without dying.
Real artful.
There's that awkward chewing noise. It's Cinnamon just staring at everybody. You two should be. Yeah, I'm. Yeah, yeah. This is nice.
Rolls her eyes and downs what's left in her bowl.
You know, I hear Mistwalker's younger brother has been making a name for himself. She looks at Amir.
He's not a bad runner.
Handsome boy. Smart enough to know when to talk and when not. Has experience of dealing with a ragabash.
Aye, but has anyone seen his cock?
Sky shakes her head like, why? Owen, why?
I share a mind with 3 women. I know.
God.
I don't believe he's been through that pasture yet.
Ah, it's a fucking gamble then. You can make out with someone like me, or you can make out with, and he sticks his pinky out and wiggles it.
Mir's dying.
Not that I think the good boy what's making a name for himself has the pinky, but you know. It's good to get a man, you know, lane.
That is why you ride a horse before you buy it.
Precisely. Ah.
So no, just stand up. But I'm going home. You know, and she just like puts the thing down.
Oh, come on.
What? No. You're right. You and Sky are lovely women, and Owen's got his wife. So I'm just gonna go back to my mum.
Listen,
No, it's. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Should smile.
You know, if you took any time with the boys, they would, you know.
show you their cock.
Yeah, probably.
Where's-
Grin.
Sky elbows Amir, not helping.
She'll make it to the door and she'll turn and look over. The boys threw rocks at me.
Which ones? The smile goes away. The eyes stay lit.
That means they like you.
No.
All of them.
Owen.
You know, we could put this off for a day. I could handle that.
No. You tell me you've never had a boy what been mean to you, what fancies you.
She'll look down. Most people were told not to talk to me.
I will. Most people have wiggles his pinky.
She'll just nod. It's better.
If you don't have stones, you throw them. Do you know what I mean?
The king can tell you why most people don't talk to me. She just opened the door.
No, stop it. I mean, stop it.
The partition whatchamacallit, the partition like sheet comes up just a ever so little bit as a slightly seasoned hand looks like it's about ready to come out, and then immediately stops as he's like, wait.
Son, you stay right here with us as a pack. We'll stop talking about our cocks if it.
It's fine. You.
No,
Why would-
It's fine.
You know, you can avoid the other ones all you want, but you can't avoid us. You're stuck with us.
Yep.
Comes back, follows her as far as the door, tries to wheel her back around.
Sky will.
I should. You know, she just looked decidedly uncomfortable. It's like, no.
It's good for you.
Please stay, Sinan.
I'll talk to you guys tomorrow about it. She'll just turn, like push Amir off lightly, very playfully.
You're gonna walk away from your entire pack sitting here telling you to stay?
Well, I said please.
Yeah, Owen even said please.
I'll be back in the morning.
Frowny face.
You know what they say about the wolves, right?
I'm just going to sleep near my mother tonight. That's all. I'm not leaving. Just smile. You all talk about mates and people you want to be with. I'm not allowed to be with anybody because if I have children, they'll be sick like me.
You don't know that.
One
That's what
knows.
that's what the gods say. Who knows better to speak to the gods than the Theurge? That's what they told my father. He didn't listen.
Dun, you're so deplorable that we just can't stand to be around you, which is why we're begging you to stay. Would you stop being dramatic?
She just keeps walking, just like, oh, try to explain, whatever, storms out.
Elder Mama McCreer comes out and snaps her fingers at her daughter.
Dude, close the door. Don't let any more cold in.
You leave that poor girl alone. Let her have a moment to herself.
She's off to herself all the time. It's not good for her.
At times like that, it's best to keep the Harbinger away from the rest of us.
Frown.
Fuck's that mean?
It means that your alpha is the bringer of bad omens.
Don't make such a grumpy face.
And while I bear the girl no ill will, the fact is that when she has her visions, it's always bad news.
Would you rather be surprised by the bad news, Mom?
It's not good luck to have that around the family, the Mir.
Stubborn face.
Sky tenses. She almost gets up and leaves, but she doesn't.
Owen actually does. Owen gets to his feet, and he.
Oh, if he's gonna leave, Sky's gonna go too. Then fuck that.
He stands up, looks at the mom, and says, "I'll not sleep in a house where my alpha is treated like a fucking metis."
Aye. Same. She gets up and follows him out.
And there's the just the gesture, because Amira is not stupid enough to mouth off, but so hard to her own mother. But she's still, it's like the gesture, like, see, this is like, you said the thing and now they're leaving. You said the thing and now they're leaving. Like the gesture back and forth between them, like, eh.
And would you prefer that the lies and the whispers continue?
Not sure saying it out loud's much better.
Sometimes people need to say the things that no one wants to hear so that they may be fixed.
Sometimes people need to catch some sense.
And not everything needs fixing. Sometimes it is what it is.
And sometimes when it is what it is, she'll just kind of trail off. I hate to see her follow the same path as her father.
And they're all go about snagging up her shiny new boots and shove them in her rucksack, and gather up her usual stuff. Be back to grab food in the morning.
See that you
Follow
do.
the other two.
Once they're out in the snow, Owen will say, "We've got a warm place for you to stay tonight if you need, but I will warn you, there will be noises. It'll sound like animals, but it won't be."
Thrown objects.
My hut is empty. Everybody can stay there.
Yeah, as compelling as listening to you, scream like an elk is.
It's impressive.
I'm gonna. I think I'll go with the second offer.
That's fair. I'll see you ladies in the morning then.
Wouldn't want to be a distraction.
Oh, that's fair. I spent 8 days and 8 nights away from that, and I'm about to do the same again. Gotta lighten the stones before the journey, eh?
Sky shakes her head like, "Oh my God, see you in the morning, Owen."
Yeah, ditto. Just a little head shake.
Pulls
Get
him here.
yourself some
go.
stone!
Yeah.
It's a cold, cold night, ladies.
There's a nice warm fire in my hut. Come on, Amir.
Just gonna be like, yeah, I gotta go. Like, look at the time. Look at my wrist. I've gotta go.
Right? Sky looks the direction of the moon. Look at the time.
And Owen will hoti-tochi-toe his way.
God fucking damn it.
Oh my god.
As the pack sleeps, as they retire to their various parts and corners throughout the village, Sinan, your sleep is troubled.
Yay!
As one might
What's
expect.
Oh, yeah.
However, this time you're standing on the ridge that overlooks the village. And you see that time has claimed them. They're collapsing. They've worn out. The sea has bleached the stones nearly white. And you see a woman standing next to you on the side of the hill looking down. We had forgotten about our past.
She'll look out. Can't have been. Why would we forget?
What once was is no more. We changed. We had to.
Just turn and look at her. Who are you?
She'll look back at Sinan, and her eyes with that sort of golden glow just seem to bear right through the core of you, Sinan.
She'll twist her head. That's not possible.
I never got to meet you.
That's not possible. Just take a step back.
Don't worry. We chose this. Every last one of us. It wasn't you. Not you alone.
That's not gonna happen.
It has to. Otherwise, this land will continue to be sick. And no one will bother to fix it.
She'll look down and then look up. There has to be more people. We can't. One tribe can't.
She'll walk to you, and she'll place her hands on either side of your cheeks. When you see me again for the first time, hold me close so I can remember you. And she fades away like dust, falling away from you.
Yep, Sinan's mom has released Scream number 5. This time it's more screamy, you know. As he shoots out of bed, rolling. And probably actually, to be honest, she just runs past her mom and runs into Sky and Namir's tent, like bursts in. You know what I mean? Probably shaking both of them awake.
I mean, if you think you can explode through the door and nobody's going to wake up.
I mean, you can wake up if you want. You know?
It's like door, like, you know, she slams it. It's like, bah! Fuck! Are we dying?
We have to go.
What now?
Now.
Fucking like pokes her head out. Even I can barely see in that.
We have to go.
Sky, come on, come on. Nudge, shove, shove, shove.
Yeah, she's up. She's up.
Owen!
Mm,
No rest for the wicked. Get up.
Get up! Kick. If you want me to roll, I will aim.
I mean, he's back in his place.
Oh, he's back. I thought he was there. Sorry.
She's just yelling through the
Fuck.
pack. Like,
no, are you kidding me? This guy's probably gotten like 3 hours of sleep by now.
Probably
That sounds like his own dumb fault.
Oh,
You can hear
push that
Sinan's
along.
frantic. You can hear Sinan's frantic flock barking from through the pack. Like, get up!
What is it? What is it?
We gotta go.
Why?
Because I said we gotta go. We gotta go.
Yes, Alpha. I need a moment.
you know, we're not going to get far with him worn down like that. Get further tomorrow if we just slept.
We have to go.
All right.
Yeah.
Starts gathering up her stuff, putting on her warm, so cozy, warm clothes.
Yep, Sky gets bundled up.
So I start wringing her hands then.
Did you even pack? Are you even like eyeballs? Are you even dressed? Like,
Nope.
is she actually bundled up properly for this?
Yeah, she got fur and all that, and you know, she's just her hair is everywhere. Like, we have to go.
All right. Oh, we need a minute. You make sure you're not leaving anything important. I'm gonna go get us something for the road. It's so cold. And she goes to trudge out the door.
Sit on the turn to Sky. I saw something.
Sky will start braiding her hair. Braiding Sinan's hair so it's out of her face as she talks. What'd you see?
Girl, she needs our help. She needs my help.
What's the
If
matter?
if I don't help
Or
her,
did you-
she's gonna end up like dust.
She'll consider that for a few moments. Well, then I guess we better go help her.
Would you sacrifice what you are in order to save everything?
If I knew that it would work? Oh, maybe even if I didn't. Probably.
How could you be sure?
You never can. Nothing's ever sure. We already know that your visions aren't quite exactly as they are and seem. Even though I firmly believe that we should heed them. I always
She
have.
nod. She just nod again and, pick up her stuff.
Yeah, she'll finish braiding her hair and she'll kiss her cheek. I'm always going to be by your side, no matter what.
She'll nod.
And she'll gather up her stuff.
Owen's leaving ritual is a bit more elaborate. Let me know if I cut out at any point, please. But he very carefully gets up from Ilias and he writes a letter. It's a long letter about, you know, there have been visions of men coming clad in metal skin. Reports of the innocent being slain, the defenseless. You have a fire in your belly, and I love you, and be safe. "8 days and 8 nights is the only thing standing between me and you." And he leaves it. He rolls up the parchment, um, leaves it. I don't know. He rolls it up. He takes it with him. He walks over to her if she's still sleeping. Will tuck it under an arm or hand, and will delicately kiss her on her cheek before he sets out.
And off you set. As you make your way back to Carrion Wood, after 2 years, you pass by the village where you first encountered the Windle. It's nothing but a ruin now. The wood has rotted and collapsed on what wasn't burnt. The patches of common areas and pathways are all overgrown, windswept, covered in snow. Only the stone foundations really have stood the test of time, and even they are weathered. The trees around have been reported to have never grown leaves again. They've remained bare. And as you pass by this place, there is a certain sense of dread that comes with it. Given what you experienced here, given what you saw. As you do make your way, you come back into the carrion wood. And it is. It's dark. It is stale air. It's not inviting. Not in the slightest. The kind of place that any sensible person would turn around and away from. You notice the trees as you walk in are adorned with the bones and some still relatively fresh corpses displayed as a warning for anyone who enters. And eventually you do come across a familiar face. Sitting on a rock, just as he did last time. What the fuck are you doing here?
Bear a message from our alpha.
Nothing?
Your alpha's going to want to see us.
Not a fact.
She just nod.
Well, I suppose this can't really be any worse than the last time you were here.
You'd be surprised.
Maybe. Maybe not. You live long enough, little one. You see enough horrible things. And he'll begin to lead you into the sept.
Yeah, Sinan will walk in, keeping the pack close, because fuck, the last time they were in there.
As you make your way in, you see that a large, looks like a permanent building has been built since the last time you were here. Looks like pens. Like the kind of place that you would put animals you didn't want to escape in. However, they're filled with people. And sitting nearby with a woman at his side, holding two red-haired children in either arm. You recognize the warder, and as he sees you, he immediately stands up and stares Sinan directly in the eye as he approaches.
Yeah, she doesn't look back at him in the eyes either. She like looks at his chest. Raya?
You were warned about coming back here.
We come from a message from our home sept.
Do you now?
Just nod her head.
Maybe you leave it with me and I give it to the Alpha.
I was told only to the alpha. You wouldn't have me disobey orders.
Suppose maybe you want your head smashed against a rock then.
Survived worse.
I mean, some of y'all came out a little worse for wear, though, right? You didn't come out whole, did you?
It's a matter of survival. Your people and ours.
I don't
If you want to smash it.
I don't remember given you permission to speak, Galliard.
I don't know what rank this guy was again.
He's like Adrian or Athro, at least, if he's a warder. Jeez.
Which is it, though? Because one's one step and one's two.
Last time you were here, he was an Adrian, but it has been 2 years.
Could have hoped the fucker was dead. No such luck.
So now just reach over very casually and just put a hand in Owen's hand. It's almost like calming.
He'll squeeze it gently, just enough to like convey that like, man, if I was like 2 inches tall, I'd fuck him up.
It was 2 inches taller.
As he stands there, he takes a slight whiff of the air. And he smirks as he looks at Owen. Found you some stag. You smell of it.
Yeah, all of it.
Man of taste.
Yeah.
Feisty. Very feisty. The gingers. And he'll gesture of his shoulder.
Sorry. Yeah, he nods. In his heart of hearts, Owen doesn't want to contribute, but he right.
You know, maybe if you want to foster good relations between the two protectorates, maybe we could swap sometime. I'd treat your one really nice, I think. And, Owen.
Yep.
Would you roll rage for me, please?
Absolutely. Do you want me to take one and roll it, or just roll it?
You know what? Take one and roll it.
D10, what's equal to 6 F? Is there are there any moon modifiers?
What's the current phase of the moon? I'm just gonna go with what we have right now in present age.
I don't know. Do you have a reliable website that you go to for your moon phases?
I got you. Hold on.
Waxing gibbous. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. If I frenzy like fucking Worth, this dude's a dick.
He is.
Alright, so what's the modifier for the gibbous thingy?
Is it a -2 difficulty when it's your moon?
It's -1 difficulty when it's your moon.
Yeah, alright. So -1 difficulty.
Okay.
Difficulty 5.
5. All right.
And clarify for me again, because we had this debate last time. Are we using the standard rules or are we using the modified rules for frenzy?
I don't remember exactly what we said last time, so let's just go with the standard rules.
Okay. So standard rules are not LWAT current.
Yes.
Where you must, because LWAT current is you must declare your willpower spend before the roll.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So you can roll and choose to spend afterwards to force it down.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you want to give us an excuse to jump on him.
As long as I mean, crawl, you'll be all right.
Okay.
Unless, of course, he decides, fuck it.
You know, it's kind of close, but we'll see. Now that I know that I can spend the willpower afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Hitting enter.
Oh.
There we go.
Chill as fuck.
Yeah. However, sorry, Sinan, that hand is like crushed.
It's okay. It's okay, buddy. I got you. She let a little small, but she got that hand. She got her Galliard.
No? Too bad. I like breaking them in. And he'll lead you down to the longhouse in the center of that sort of ravine that is their set, their living area. And as you enter, a woman is sitting there. She's picked up a few more scars on the furs that she wears are a bit more extravagant. They look to be Garu furs this time. And Mulan enters the balefire, steeples her fingers as she looks at the four of you. I thought I said the last time you were here not to return.
Message from Mar Alpha. We were told to come here. A matter that concerns all the protectorates. Necessity is a grievous thing to have, unfortunately.
Something this important, and she doesn't come herself. It might be time that we come visit the Barrow Sea.
She didn't come herself because as she dumps the helmet on the floor, we're preparing for war.
She'll look at it.
Tribes being kidnapped, killed. Kinfolk taken by men in metal, bearing death.
Owen pulls out the bloodied necklaces. Doesn't hand them over, just shows them.
Armor. She'll pick up one of her one of the weapons nearby her chair. It's not a fetish weapon, but just a standard sword, and she'll raise an arm and bring it down on the helmet, and the helmet bows and buckles under the impact, but the blade doesn't cut through it. Have you seen them? Has your alpha seen them?
She'll shake her head. They're on the road. I saw them. Saw them far away.
She'll snap her fingers at one of the members of her sept. What was it that she was saying the other day? Something about the Iron Men coming from the south with machines. Machines of war. Go see our right master. Go speak to her.
She'll nod. We'll kind of bow formally and we'll turn. Not saying anything, although wanting to say several fucking things, but nah, fuck that. Bitch ain't worth it.
Yep.
Right. And up the hill you go to the outskirts of the actual camp itself. You see that hut. That god-awful hut. And it smells just as pleasant as the day that you left it. An entire lining of bones of various origins now line the outside of the hut from its foundation all the way up to its top of its domed roof.
Leans over. None of the ones we went to ever die, do they?
No.
Let's get this over with.
Mm-mm.
Ugh.
You enter into the hut, and the hut looks like it's only an entryway for what looks to be a den of some kind. More as if the waif has been busy and been building since the last time you were here. Creating something of her own barrow.
Don't
Underneath.
touch. Sinan just turns to everybody. Don't touch anything. She tries to make her way through.
And as you go down, there are various things hanging from twine and leather cords, animals in various states of decay or that are wrapped up, still alive, but in sorry shape. Fair number of people who are simply placed near the walls and looks like they've been there long enough that the roots have actually started to grow through their corpses. Some of them are still alive, gagged. None of them bear the scent of any discernible import. Many of them are probably just human. But there is a pale bit of, or a small bit of warm light coming from one far end where it looks like there is a hearth. And if you all please roll me your perception and alertness.
Don't mind if I did.
Fucking hell. Ugh. That's twice now that's happened.
Getting the bad ones out of the way early.
It's the same exact roll as well. 4, 10, 1, 1, 1. Jesus.
Jesus.
Ah, Jesus.
Holy fuck.
I am a good scout.
Oh, the waif is in there. The waif is certainly in there.
For that many successes, I assume she could just like snap her head around like, oh, you sneaky bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Actually. That is in fact what she will say in the link. Just be like, the head whips and eyes lock.
She's standing right behind Sinan. That muzzle just inches away from the back of her head.
Gonna yoink my fucking Theurge. Like possessively yoink the Theurge and give her a spin around so she can see it.
Yes, and I was like, oh.
Once at the sea, return. I had not expected to see you again, Sinan.
Nor I you, waif. Cringes, staring at her like, oh, stop talking.
We try. I major now and hold position in the south. Show the proper respects and not break tradition.
Slight tilt of the head so the throat is just barely exposed, but it's exposed.
And that hand, which looks like it's covered in some kind of ichor, just comes up, and 2 fingers covered in what looks to be a mixture of drool and other awful fluids just runs right across the neck, right over the windpipe. What brings you here?
Men of metal. Come bringing death.
You've seen them too. And she'll spat on the ground, and when it hits the ground, it sounds like someone just dropped a wet towel.
Oh, lovely. Oh. Yeah, she'll just nod her head. Yes, I've seen them.
Carrion birds. God grant you insight, but I don't think you would enjoy the gymnage that they require.
No, I would not. But if it's what needs to be done.
There's a in the pack leader that, hey, now let's not go volunteering. Fucking, she can do it herself.
How gracious of you. I see how things taught you well.
Oh my god. You know, I could just like impact links. You know, I feel like we need to look out. We think we need to look out. I think we need to look out. So
Put her arm, I catch right at the back of the mirror's hair. Morag will help perform the chiminage.
Oh,
Oh, I don't love you anymore. All the love I've ever said I had for you, it's gone. I'm. That's it.
the
I'm
way
leaving you. I'm taking the dog. I don't. Oh. If it touches me, if it licks me, I swear to God, if it licks me, I'm taking the tongue out.
Sinan just whispers in Emir's ear, "We don't have a dog."
I will get one just to take it and leave. If she licks me, I'm taking her tongue out. I'm doing it. That thing is gross, and as long as her neck is. I saw her lick all of you last time. Oh, hell no.
Emir, just do it. Quickly.
I don't care what rank it is. It's a fucking monstrosity. If that thing was coming out of a barrow, no one would think twice.
the waif makes its way over.
She looks so delighted.
Snuffles the side of Emir's face. Just.
I don't even know if she can see, but Amir is involuntarily like pulling back lip.
Tell me, it's Oragabash, little new moon. What would please your palate this time? I have so many more guests.
Her packles pop up. And she just one more time, very firmly in the pack link says, I hate you so much.
Sinan replies, Owen and I had to do it last time, now it's your turn.
I had to do it last time too!
We ate more than you did.
Ugh. She ponders over.
And his long fingers come to Emir's shoulders and just rest upon them. And she begins to guide you towards where she keeps her guests.
Oh, boy. Is there anything that looks like it hasn't been there for fucking months?
There's a couple of live victims which looks like they've had roots growing through them for the past few days. And they are so very willing to just be put out of their misery.
Yeah, but if there's roots growing, the roots don't go in days, man. They've been there a while. They're probably all kinds of gangrenous. I don't even know. There are parts of them that are rotting.
These ones, they feed the other well. They're very nutritious. Make the little Ragabash grow strong.
Better yet, is there something that's fucking heinous but only like bite-sized, like some sort of poor bird that's been laying there so long that there's barely anything left? Well, not barely anything left, but like it's the most disgusting thing in the room, but it's really small.
Probably the smallest thing in there is probably a sheep.
Ugh.
Fucking cheap.
The smallest thing's a sheep. God damn it. She needs to go catch bunnies. Fuck. Well,
Little things are hard to snatch up with those long fingers.
that's true, but a sheep's almost as much body mass as a small human. Ugh.
I have one here. Traitor to her own clan. Cast out into the cold, and she came through these woods. Told me everything. She's willful, not like the rest of the human realm. She's ripe, ready. She'll gesture to a woman who is bound but looks somewhat dead in the eye.
How's this chick doing besides dead in the eyes? Because let's face it, anyone who had to spend even a whole day in here would be dead in the eyes.
Do you have medicine?
Weirdly, I think I do.
If you would like to roll your intelligence medicine, you may.
It is not a strong pool, but I will
Or
roll it.
perception medicine. Ah, sorry.
Oh, that's even better. Helps if I do it right. That is at least 2 successes.
She looks like she's been beaten pretty heavily, but the wounds are old. Likely they were inflicted by the waif. But she does look like she's far more malnourished than she should be.
How so? As in just not fed? Or is there anything like fucked up with her?
I'll give it with you with 2 successes. She probably left her clan or was thrown out of her clan. Probably for siring someone else's child, and she was supposed to.
Here's the really important question that I'm angling after. Does this bitch have a baby bump?
Looks like there's the remnants of one there.
Okay. Remnants is more acceptable.
Are you willing to choose this one? She's fresh.
Does this chick even have the sense to look scared, or is she just done?
I welcome death is written across her face.
She looks back at Cinna once more.
I can do it if you need me to.
And oh no, no. Oh no, no, you did this. Now you get to watch me eat people. And she'll finally kind of just fucking begrudgingly nod. At least she's not fucking weeks rotten and half gone. Ugh.
And roll me your stamina.
Do you eat a live person?
Yeah, difficulty 6, but it's only to not be revulsed. Just to keep down the revulsion of eating someone alive.
That you think she's gonna keep that bitch alive? You funny. That wasn't put in as a qualifier. The lovely Adrian at no point said she had to keep her alive as long as possible.
Oh, no, not at all.
So She's taken down many a prey. Let us see. If she's not even gonna fucking pretend she can do this faster than Krynos. Besides eating an entire human being, and Hamid is nigh impossible. Werewolf or no. So she'll get big. And try to just politely, ever so politely, not because you're disgusting, but I need some elbow room here for eating. Just be like, yeah. And yeah, let's roll that stamina. If I can remember where my freaking thing is. Aced.
Jesus, yeah. This is ammunition for you later.
Yeah, and let's face it, at least it's, like I said, at least she's not rotten. At least she's not like, yeah, at least she's not carrion.
And in some small measure, you are giving this poor thing a mercy that the waif would not grant it. More than likely.
Yeah, that is a thing. Never mind that, let's face it, she's a freaking hunter. She tears things down all the time, and she has strict carnivore, so she eats things raw all the time.
Well, you tear through her. She doesn't make a sound as you end her before you eat her. Just a slight sigh of relief when whatever method you choose puts her out.
She probably just straight snaps her in the head.
Yeah.
Like, probably does her best to snap it right off, but that snap's gonna kill her.
Yeah. And as you eat her, you power through it. The rest of you watch as she does this. The waif undulates all 14 feet of her.
Ugh.
Those long, sinewy arms that are almost as long as Owen and Hamid.
Yeah.
Her legs even longer. She's almost all arm and leg. Very small body, long neck. And she shakes and quivers and makes awful sounds as she reaches down and picks up what falls away, the blood and what little bits are missed. She puts them into a large bowl. Looks like the shell of maybe like a turtle from the sea. And she'll sit down with it. And she'll begin to shake it around, watches the various bits and whatnot fall as they may. Yes. Yeah. She'll stand up and the bowl will actually flip over as she stands up very suddenly. She'll look at each one of you, and it's the first time that, well, she doesn't really look because she has no eyes, but she kind of turns her nose to each of you. Oh, we must call all the alphas. I've seen. She gets into a very conspiratorial whisper. I have seen. It is not just men of iron, but creatures of blood. I see falcons. I see stags. I see Fomorians. We will not survive. Our death. Our end. And she'll begin to skulk out of her hut, leaving you all there. As if you all don't exist anymore. She needs to go speak with her alpha.
As soon as she's out, Owen says something akin to, "Speak for your fucking self. Not ending any time soon. I've got a future."
Yeah, Sanana's like walks out of the fucking literal Metis hole and we'll get out immediately and then a gasp of air and then turn and look at everybody. Falcon and Stag. You heard that right?
That I did.
Ymir lumbers out, starts eating snow.
Why would Stag be with the people of metal? And Falcon, she's kind of rub her chin. And with Garula or two, would I know who Falcon is, that Falcon represents, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She turn.
At this
What
point, the Howlers are aware of the nation.
Yeah. She
Maybe
turn.
they want our cairns. Snap, snap, snow. Little.
Aye, but the kin. Children. That's not something Fiona would do.
No. Something's wrong. We're missing a puzzle piece. The only way we're going to know is if we take one alive.
Sinan,
Yes.
as you stand there, your eyes go a bit milky as you say puzzle piece. You see a burial mound halfway between here and the northern village where you fought the wind. You met something there. Something old.
Oh, fuck that.
Sonano's eyes will turn over. There was that thing in the mound. Look out in the direction. It might know.
That thing that tried to trade you blood.
The thing that tried to trade me blood, yes.
Fuck that.
It was a thing that we only didn't kill because we had better things to do. Remember?
Just nod. But if we know something, I don't trust it, but if we can get some of its knowledge, might give us an edge.
Are you gonna let it chew on you to get it?
No.
I'm not gonna fucking let it chew on me. I was up to the twilight hours, pounding a fucking Fiona Mange. For all I know, I'll come back a father. I can't have my blood out there doing whatever it is that creature does. What if it tracks me? If it tracks a child.
And what will we do then? Sit here? We're running out of options, and the options we have I don't really like.
Well, you're a there. Isn't there like a spirit you could, I don't know, talk to, or?
She'll frown. Spirit. If this is Silver Fangs, we might be able to understand by communicating with the thing they worship. Or we could find them. But we run the risk of capture.
You hear the sound of a horn
Fuck.
emanating from the center of the camp.
Fuck.
That's a war horn, right?
Yes.
Fuck.
Fuck.
You see as the various Garu and the kin of that set begin to make their way out into the center square. I will be calling a moot of the alphas of the protectorates. It does seem, well, that perhaps a threat is upon us that could very well be our end. And unless the tribe is unified, we may fall. The Alpha will snap her fingers at Sinan, who's up on the hill. You!
She'll walk over, walk down.
Return to your Alpha. Tell her that the moot convenes in the lowlands in neutral territory. Tell her that she must come.
Just nod her head. Turns to the others. Let's get it. Let's go.
Through the pack link, you'll hear in a very Pictish, thick Owen voice. Don't have to tell me twice.
Trip pack is fairly uneventful. As you get back to your home, you find things as they always are. You see the kin curing fish and meat, preparing for the winter. You see the young Cleus, a dozen or so that are currently working out between them how and when and who they'll pack up with. They run drills under the watchful eye of the warder. As you approach, Owen,
Aye. Oh shit.
you see your Your beloved. She seems to be making her way through the snow towards you.
He has his arms open.
And she jumps into them and hugs you tightly. A little bit tighter than normal.
What did I tell you? 8 days and 8 nights.
I'm glad that you're back.
What are you then?
The right master and the alpha tended to me. I was ill.
Ill? What you got?
And she just smiles at you.
Never seen someone more happy to be sick.
Sinan grins and keeps walking.
Out with it, woman. What have you got?
She just looks up at you with a smile and puts a hand over her stomach.
And his expression just kind of like fades as his common sense kicks in.
Mm-hmm.
And his grip around her is like just becomes much more gentle. He pulls her in for a hug and is very silent. I'm sorry I've done this to you.
Just means that you're not going to run off so many times for war. Not until this thing's out of me.
You're fucking right. You're fucking right.
And I'll be needing you to build a bit more to our hut.
I'll have to get better with a shim and a chisel and a. Oh boy!
Nothing but the finest stones. Don't forget, I'm royalty.
Nothing but the best for you, love.
And she'll look at the others with a smile. Well, best not be keeping him from me for too long from now on.
Oh,
Sky will nod.
Owen covers his mouth with one hand and like points at her tummy. He goes, "Oh."
And Amir has such a big family that this is at least the thing she's accustomed to, so she'll at least move up and congratulate her properly.
She'll hug Amir warmly.
Yeah, Sky will go and hug her as well. Congratulations.
Thank you. She'll look over to Sinan.
Stands there as awkward as the fucking day.
You're the alpha of the pack. Would you be the one to watch over our child?
What?
There's none better.
Looks like glance flashes to Owen for like a brief second.
I might need a little bit of common sense here, because Out of character.
I don't know when the point of godparent actually became a thing.
Oh, okay. Because Owen was about to say, I could do it good my fucking self.
Yes, I'd be honored.
She'll actually run up and give Sinan a very, very warm and tight hug.
Again, I don't know what to do with my hands. I'd stare. You know what I mean? I'll make sure that when he's born, I will check that he's a proper guru child for you.
Make sure that he's right with the spirits.
Nod. Again, awkward. I don't know what to do with my hands. Pat in the back.
Not soon. They say it's going to be a he.
A wife just knows these things. Owen.
Oh. Oh. I put a boy in you. I warned you. You came at me with those hips. I told you I was going to do it.
Yeah, Sinan just put a hand on the belly, because fuck it, Sinan's awkward. Just nod. I'll make sure that he's safe. Or she, obviously.
She'll put a hand over Sinan's and pat Sinan on the cheek. I'm sure that you have information to share with the Alpha, but I'd love to host all of you for dinner this eve.
Ooh.
This guy looks at Sinan.
Shoot. Emir will ever so helpfully in the pack link be like, the word you're looking for, I would be honored.
I would be honored.
There you go.
Not privy to the pack link, but understanding that it exists. She looks between Sky and Amir and just gives you both kind of a generalized wink. And then she will make a scene of kissing Owen before heading back to their hut.
And yeah, Owen will after she's starting to run away, he'll fling his arms into the air, and player characters not very well versed in the different types of howls.
Mm-hmm.
However, I imagine there's a form of a howl of celebration.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
There's a howl of elation.
Howl of elation? I work with Call of the Wild?
Yes, it does.
Fucking do that shit.
Yeah.
Roll that shit.
Scroll up, scroll up, scroll up.
Announce to the Sept that
I made a baby.
I made this.
I made this. Oh my god.
Yes.
We're in a place where we can shift openly, right?
Yes.
I'm going to take the time to shift to Krynos for that sweet stamina bonus.
Go do what you gotta do.
And, God, what is stamina in Krynos? +2?
Or stamina.
Stamina
three.
in Krynos is +3.
+3.
Strength.
+3. +3.
2, 6, 1. Is 6 successes. Owen raises his muzzle to the sky. Raises his muzzle to the sky and howls out in the high tongue. I put a boy in. I'm gonna be a father.
Everybody on the
Everyone.
set everyone on set
Sorry.
gets 3 additional willpower
Oh,
filled
hot
with joy.
shit.
Fuck yes!
God
Need
damn
to
it. More babies.
In the name
Oh,
of Gaia
yeah.
and all things fertile and fucking drink with me.
Get out of that willpower.
Oh, Bob.
What did he do?
What it-
What I get from looking away?
I see too that Bob is a fan of the Lonely Island. So, the Alpha, Lodesbane, decides to hold a celebration in honor of Owen's
Accomplishment.
accomplishment. Out there in that harsh climate, a new face, a new potential Garu is always a welcome thing. It's always something to be celebrated. But because Owen did it with that fervor that Owen
That he
Owen just basically owned it.
You owned it.
And so it is a night filled with revelry and wrestling and mock duels and food. The Alpha actually goes into the stores and puts on a great feast. One that might be a little bit ill-advised in the face of the winter, but knowing that she has good hunters, they could probably manage to bring a few more stags in to make up the difference. And as this happy scene goes on, we'll put an end to this chapter here. Thank you, players, for playing, and thank you, watchers, for watching.